Not doing it. Told him to find somebody else. I quit.
All right, so this is what we got going on today. Matt and I came over here earlier and decided that the boat was too low to take out the pods as a whole. Got all the bolts for the SUS disconnected, and now what we're doing is that Peter and I are just lifting the SUSs up out of the engine room. So we got the starboard done, and right now we're gonna go work on the port. Both SUSs are out. Now all we gotta do is take out the actual pod itself. But we need to get a forklift over here to do that. Everything is going along smoothly.
Let's see if we can come up.
Be able to come
Nope.
up 3
Yep.
inches right
3
here.
inches.
And
So
we have probably 6 there.
yeah, we're going to need to get some blockage for that. We're going to need another one up top.
Little 2x50.
Oh, he's got some. I don't know if you're going to get it in there.
Yeah, I don't have this.
Take it up like 1 inch. Yeah, I think that'll work. We're coming down. So AJ has 4 bolts. He just has to take the 4 bolts, and then we need to get it on the ground.
Okay.
We can back it out and get it on that pallet. And then we just have to repeat on that side.
All right.
How are we looking, AJ?
Good. I'm just gonna go get a breaker bar.
How we looking, AJ? So AJ's taking out the last bolt now. Then we'll have Jesse get back on the law lift and just slowly let a little slack in and make sure that this is going to stay. I can see it's coming down already. All right, hang on, AJ. We're going to put another strap on. AJ, undo the last bolt. Just go straight back and then we'll grab that pallet.
Yes, sir. Got it.
These are the pods in the SUS, but the main reason we took them out is because if you come over here, you look at this, it's not supposed to be that color. I'm taking them apart right now. We do need some specialty tools to actually get into the inner tier. Just taking the top ring off of here and taking all the gears out, the shaft and all that. Even this, like, it has some rust protrusion on it. So there's something going on that isn't supposed to be going on. I mean, you can see right here on this bearing, nice and rusty. But yeah, so we just gotta kind of disassemble these, find out what's wrong, see if we can actually see anything that's wrong, and then we have to slap them back together to get shipped back out to Volvo, and then they will send us new pods and new SUSs, and we'll throw them right in the boat. This is the port pod. We did have some worries about it, so if you could see, like, look at it, it's like rusty, it's starting to corrode a bit. And you can see the difference between the starboard one. This one has no rust. The oil is doing its job, it's keeping it protected. Now both of them still needed to be dropped and replaced, but the port one is definitely the worst out of the two, I would say.
This is the lower section from an IPS. This is the intermediate. And then this is the upper, this is the brains, the computer steering and everything, and hydraulic motor and pump, and then drive shaft. It's called a SUS, servo unit steering. This bolt's on top of there, that bolt's on the bottom of there. What happened was this right here is a sensor for the oil in there, and they got alarms for water in the oil. You see how milky and white that is? It's the oil. That means there's water mixed in there. What had happened is they had these replaced at another shop up north. This was about a year ago, and for whatever reason they were driving the boat. They got the water and alarm at the helm, so they got back to the dock. They had me come, and I'm like, well, we pulled out this sensor, took oil samples, full of metal, full of water, all screwed up, corrosion inside. At this point, have a very good feeling about this job. And it's disappointing because the client bought these two were replaced and put on top of here. But then the shop, I don't know exactly what they did to these lower gears, but they should have taken them apart and inspected them. But somehow we got water in both of them again, and that pumped into here. Well, now that salt water has been all through these gear trains in the lowers and into the delicate machining parts in here, we're probably going to have to replace everything. Unfortunately, it's not probably going to be covered under warranty because of the way things went down. And one last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take off these filters right here. I already sent oil samples in for all 4 of these items. Oil sample here, here, there, and there. And they all came back as bad. But with as much money as this costs, I need to make sure I got all my ducks in a row. So I'm going to take these oil filters off. I am going to cut the oil filter, cut that open, and you can take the media out and spread it out and look at it. And so that's what I'm going to do. That'll be my last step. And then I will write a letter to the owner and say, this is my findings. This is where I'm at. What do you want to do? So, and he's a great guy. I feel bad for him. Look at that oil. Jeez, that's not supposed to look like that. All right, so AJ's going to be cutting these filters open. Came off these steering units for the IPS, and this oil is not right. It's full of metal. And it smells absolutely, jeez, man, what is that stink? I bet you it's clutch plates that are in there. They burned up or something. Filter off of this one. This is the starboard, and we'll get the port one here in a minute. But take the oil filter cutting tool. AJ is going to show us how that works. What we're doing is we're trying to get into it so we can see the media.
Like a can opener.
Yeah, kind of. Hitting the vise. Did you get it? It's got to be cut already. I'm wondering if there's guts inside that are holding it.
Yeah, like the tube in the middle.
Yeah. I don't know if we're going to get that off or not.
This right here, that's just holding this cap up.
Okay, so I don't think it's going to work?
No. Unless we get it like straight in there. Or what we can do is flip this over, cut the other side, and then kind of pry back the middle piece.
Yeah, can try that. Yeah, flip it over, AJ. Let's try that. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
There we go.
Now for the second one. Not as black as the other one.
Got some water in there, I believe.
Yeah, something's not right there. That's for sure.
This one was worse. I mean, that one came out a little black. This one's coming out gray.
All right, let's get that one off. Just reconfirming what I kind of already suspected.
Yeah, look at that. Nice and milky.
Yeah, and there's metal in there.
I think that might have been for me, like trying to pry it out.
Yeah, maybe. But it ain't looking too good. Here's what's next on our list. We need to get started. We probably start on this tomorrow. So this is a complete IPS unit right here. This is all bad. It's not worth rebuilding. So we ordered a new one of those. Well, I'll show you that in a minute. And then this other one, this lower is no good. And the upper that was on here, that's the silver part. The upper bolts on here. That was no good, but that was covered under warranty. So we're going to get another one of these, and then we'll get another one of these separate, and we'll have to put them together. But that's okay, because we have to take them apart so they can fit in the boat anyways. We also had to get a new ring because of corrosion all in here. Well, it actually got into a bolt hole, and it also ate through that whole back wall. So this is a major structural component in the boat, and it needs to be 100%. So we had to order a new one of those, which, believe it or not, this ring right here, how much do you think that costs? Give me a guess. And then come to find out, let me tell you what our thoughts are on. So this boat has a history of tearing up IPS. That's what this is. And these gears in here. We couldn't really figure it out for a while. And then we discovered, he said, oh, I'm only making 3,200 RPMs. Well, those engines are 3,600 RPM rated engines. That's what they want to run at. Because he was only running at 32, that tells us that his props, these are the props, dual props, he's overpropped, and it's putting too much torque and wearing out the lower units and breaking them. So we're going to put new lower units in, new uppers, and we're also going to have to reprop the boat. They're frustrated, I get it, but I'm doing the best I can. So come with me. Let me show you what just arrived. Now this is not brand new. This is a reman, but they make it like brand new. All right, what do we got here? This is our new lower. That's the second one to that one. And then we're just waiting for a new upper. We got one upper right there. It's under that, but that's for that one. Then we're waiting for one for this one. So Mel and AJ are going to undo this. Going to take this box off, and then we're going to put the old one in there. We'll put the new one on a pallet because we need them laying down on a pallet so when we could get them to the boat. And then we'll block them and then use the lull lift to pick them up and put them in. Still waiting on another ring. Had to order a replacement for that one. So that's what these guys are doing this morning. Then I have a special tool being made, a spline tool, so that we can turn a shaft and get the nut off. We have to be able to turn a spline like this, but on the other end is a big nut. We need to turn the shaft and hold the nut and get that out so we can pull the rest of the guts out. I got Steve over at Key West Welding who's making that up for me right now. AJ's working on getting this plate off because we have to take that plate off and put the snorkel on there. Don't forget to use the Loctite.
Yeah, they come pre-Loctite. They added too much Loctite on this one.
Got that one out. Put that one in there. I'll get these strapped up, and then I'll call Volvo, and they will send a truck down, and we will get these things out of here. Room back in my shop because I got two more IPS is coming. The fella's got the snorkel kit put on here. All the screws are in there and the screen's in there. Okay, that's good to go. Now we're gonna put this down on this pallet very carefully. And we gotta make sure that we don't damage these seals. Just a little more. All right, come on down a little more. AJ, let's pull it up and then we'll lean it over. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Mel, back out. Okay, now just slowly kind of roll it over.
All right, watch your toes.
Yep. There. Watch your toes. So let's put that back in the garage. Let's spray this because I already see some corrosion on here. See that?
Yeah.
Hang on, Mel. Get some corrosion X and just spray it quick. Don't get it on that black rubber. Let me show you how to do this. All right. So Mel's been here working by himself. He got the new upper removed from the new lower, and we had to do that because with that on top, it's too tall to fit under the boat, and we can't lift the boat up any higher because it's too unstable. We got new gaskets for it. It's just a matter of picking that back up and bolting it down and torquing it, so it's not a big deal. What he's doing is once he gets that off and he gets this out of this crate, then we're going to pick this one up, the old one, and put it in the crate, and that'll all get returned to Volvo for remand. So that's what we're doing. I'm getting ready to go downtown and work on some refrigeration things. Mel's going to continue on with this, and then if he finishes this, I'm going to send him over to the boat that just got hauled out over at Robbie's, big old power catamaran, and we have to pull the props, drain the lowers. We're going to pull full service on both engines. We have to flush the cooling system because somebody put something in there that they weren't supposed to put in there. In other words, they didn't use Volvo coolant, which specifically for Volvo engines, you have to use Volvo coolant. So we just got our second lower gear IPS. Now we're just waiting for an upper gear. I just inspected it. It all looks good. So we'll get this moved up here and getting them in. Hey, where's my bike? Jeez.
The ring? Oh, I gave the ring to Matt, so you could just do it and then hand it up to me.
Where's the other one?
I handed it to Matt.
Oh, you gave him yours.
Yeah.
Please subscribe, turn the notification bell on, thumbs up, comments. We appreciate it.
So today we're in this lovely engine room, and what we're doing today is pretty much, so this customer has had an issue with his motor starting. On the port engine over there, we found that one of the oil filter was pretty much rusted through and was just like, you know, every time you would start up the motor, oil would just start peeing out. So we're here today to do a full service. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the filters in time. So what we're gonna do today is just drain all the oil out, take pictures of all the filters, get those on order as quickly as possible, put new oil in, and just let the guy know, be like, hey, you got no filters right now. I doubt he's really gonna be going anywhere anytime soon anyways, so. And then once we get the new filters, come, slap them in, start them up, op test, making sure there's no leaks, making sure the levels are all right. So right now, I have the engine oil draining, getting sucked out. I just went around and took pictures of all the filters. Fuel water separator, oil filter. The actual fuel filter for the motor itself is the original fuel filter. So what Volvo does is that they paint their filters to paint, match the engine. So I can't really get any numbers off the filter. After I'm done with this, I'm gonna drain out the transmission because he also wants that serviced. I just need to locate the filter on that one because I have been having trouble finding it. Send all the information over to Matt. He will order everything that we need, and then we'll come back, top everything out, place the filters, and op test, and we'll be good to go. We are, for now, done because we are just waiting on parts. So all the engine oil is drained out of it. We drained the IPS pods as well, topped them back up because they didn't have any filters. They were just small enough that they didn't need filters. So we topped them back up. Now we're just waiting on brand new oil filters, fuel water separators, and fuel filters. We'll come back, slap those in, top the engines up with oil, run them, op check them, making sure everything's good, no leaks, no other weird stuff going on, and then this guy will be good to go.
We just got some more Volvo parts in, and I wanted to give you an update. We're working on a boat. It's got D1s in it, older ones, and we just did a service on it, and it's kind of a little bit of a disaster. The pods have water in them, but he said, nope, I'm not fixing it. So he had us just pump the bad gear oil out, and we filled them with fresh gear oil. That's going to be a problem down the road. But then he was trying to leave. We did oil and filters and fuel filters also on the engines. When he started up the port engine, he got a high temp alarm, shut it down, went back to look. There was no coolant in the engine. So we pressure tested it, come to find out this little item right here, which is a heat exchanger right here, these plastic caps. Inside there, you can't probably see. One side of that is a bunch of little tubes that run in there. One side is salt water and the other side is the coolant. And that's how it cools. Well, this failed internally. The salt water is bypassing inside there from corrosion. See, they packed this in there with a heavy part. Can you see that little piece right there in the corner? That's supposed to be right there. So now I have to call and get them to send me another gasket. I'm going to tell them to make sure that they need to pack this stuff better. Oh, and it's broken here too. I quit. No more.
Find somebody else.
Yep, that's what I told them. Find somebody else. Not doing it. We had a client asked us, his engines are in poor shape. We went to his boat. He wanted a full service on the engines and drives. We did the engine service and the engines are rusty and crusty. And get this, he couldn't figure out why he was getting a low oil pressure warning on one of the engines. The reason why is because the oil filter was so corroded that the bowl blew out. And so all the oil dumped down in the bilge. That was number one. Number two, both drives, we pulled the oil out that's in the drives because he wanted them serviced, and they're full of water. So we told him, I'm like, hey man, you got to pull the boat. We got to drop those drives and do all that. He says, nope, I'm taking it the way it is. Put the oil back in. Got that in writing, by the way. So then he goes to leave and his port engine overheats. So he shuts down. We go back. We perform a pressure test on the oil cooler or on the cooling system. And we found out that the heat exchanger is bad. I tell him, hey, we need a new heat exchanger. So we order it. It's expensive, $2,600, and you still got to paint it. Well, he had a conniption fit because he thinks he should just be able to change out the core. This is the manifold and the heat exchanger is all built into one. $2,600. He said, oh no, the part's damaged. I don't want it. Send it back, because he doesn't now want to pay the $2,600. Well, he already paid for it. But he's like, oh, this is damaged. So he says, see, the gasket is broken. He's saying, oh, because of that, he wants to send this whole thing back and not have to pay any shipping and no restocking fee, which I believe is 25 or 30%. He then said that he called around town and talked to several mechanics. I don't know who he talked to because we're the only Volvo dealer around. So he must have just been calling Shade Tree Mechanics, I'm guessing. And they said, oh no. He said, Matt, you're full of you know what, we can change the core. I said, maybe, but in my experience and due to the condition of your engines, I'm not doing that. And I said, he's like, well, then send it back and I'm not paying the restocking fee. I said, no, that's not how this works. According to the service contract you signed, you have to pay the restocking fee if you don't want the parts. Well, he says, no, I'm going to dispute the charge. Well, then I had to explain to him, hey, in the service contract, it says that if you do that, then I put a lien against your vessel and it's there for eternity until I am paid for court costs, lawyer fees, and all that stuff. Well, he didn't like that so much either. Then he said, okay, here's what I want to do. I'm going to get the part that I want to get, which is inside here. You come put it in. I said, no, according to my service contract, if you read it when you signed it, I do not install client provided parts. And I wouldn't do it on your boat anyways, even if I did, because of the condition of your engine. And he's like, well, you know, when Mel was there, he didn't even pull the caps off. I said, no, of course we didn't, because when he pulled the hoses off, half the thing was full of metal. I'm not going to try to just piece together some parts on this and put it back together and have my name on there. No way. Because if this fails while he's underway and he doesn't catch that his engine's overheating, then the block cracks, then all that. And guess who's responsible because I replaced only one part? Me. Not doing it. Told him to find somebody else. Said I'll find out what the restocking fee is. I will let him know. I quit. Oh, that was totally cool. I just met Chris. Hey, Chris, say hi.
Hey, how's it going?
He's one of our YouTube viewers and was just walking down the dock and ran into me. I just got done working on that boat.
Love it. Keep it up.
Thanks, man. But yeah, that was awesome. He said, I can't even believe this just happened. So that's totally cool. Hey, Chris, where are you from?
Brooksville, Florida.
Brooksville, Florida. All right.
North of Tampa.
Well, we'll see if we can be, you might become infamous with me.
I like it. I'm a legend in my own mind.
Me too. Take care, buddy. Thanks. We got a couple manatees. I hope you can see them. So what's going on here is there's a flowage right there and fresh water comes out of that from the storm drains, and these guys love fresh water. Plus, I think they might be wanting to get a little frisky. They come and hang out and drink water that comes out here. That's why it's really important you never dump anything in your storm drains, because it ends up right here, and then they drink it. That's either a calf and a mom, and it's nursing, maybe. Who's calling? Let's see. I got 3 phone calls and 2 text messages. Hey, buddy. So see, they're coming in here. The water is either cooler or it's fresh water, and I can see the freshwater ripples, so they're probably drinking fresh water right here. So that's why I said never pour anything down the storm drains, because it comes out right here, and then these poor guys end up drinking it. Pretty cool. Oh, passing gas. Oh, geez. That thing is gassy. Man, it's still going at it. Good grief. Glad I'm upwind of that. Yeah, they're both plugged right into that drain.